Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat, and then I read on the collective energy. It's not 100% accurate, but it's interesting the insights we can get. And also, as you may have just seen in the little motion I made, the nails today are a little crazy. Just saying. I haven't for a while. I think some people couldn't handle the nails when they go crazy, and so they've like left forever. But anyone who's still a little put off by the crazy nails, I'm afraid this may not be your day. Because, oh come on, I saw that yellow green and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I need I need this color. This color. Okay. So anyway, that's just what we're doing today. Okay. 10% of 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. And also, Sweet Sugar Jones says, yes, never ready for that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, but come on, look at that color. Isn't that color awesome? I had to do something. Anyway. Anne says, always love the nails, go for it. Really, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm vegan. You know, let me have my crazy. Let me have my bit of wildness. Ricky has Anne, the star of the show, soon to be in the sequel to Plan 9 from Outer Space. Boo Boo's and Kitty. Yeah, he's just sleeping. He's just like, yeah, whatever. All right. Boo Boo's and Kitty. All right, so we've got videos. We got video this morning. Yes, we do. So I'm trying to keep this thing in my ear. I don't know about you guys, but I try the different size things that you put on it and then stick in your. This thing just keeps going to leave. my AirPods are always just like, goodbye, cruel world, jump, and I'm like, you quit it. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Moxie Cha-Cha. I love that name. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Karen, yeah, there's so much to read on. Thank you, C. Johnson. Electra Storm. Yes, the strike was averted. That is awesome. That's good. That's good. All right. So, we are starting with, boy, I don't know if I'm fully, I wouldn't say I'm actually concerned, but I'm a little, I'm keeping an eye on how far to the right Trump is willing to go. Like, how crazy are we going to go here? Thank you, Shay Laughter. Dr. Nancy says, exact color of my meme. Protect your magic. Tigress is asking, is there any color you cannot wear successfully? Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. Well, it helps that I'm the color of a piece of paper. Father's a carrot top redhead, so it's easier to blend when you have so little when you are a neutral. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, Mercury retrograde seems to be coming down hard on lots of people. So hang in there. We'll get through it. All right. Oh, thank you, Julianne. Lisa Graham, I agree. Any more to the right and he'll fall off the earth. Yes. All right. So we've got a little video today Oh my gosh. So let me just tell you what's going on here. All right, 5 minutes in. Dear great Gussie. So there's been a rally of Trump supporters or what have you, but there's been a rally outside of the DC prison, jail, where insurrectionists are being held. So people are holding rallies outside of the jail in support of the prisoner, the January 6th prisoners. And on the one hand, okay, the apparently the main woman in this clip is the mother of Ashley Babitt, who I would not wish death of a child on anyone under any circumstances. Bless her, bless her daughter's soul. And everybody grieves in their own way. However, how do I put this? I don't know if you guys know this. I don't even remember who it was, and I don't want to shame any grieving mother, because everybody does grieve in their own way, and I cannot imagine there's anything worse. I cannot imagine there's anything worse. But there was someone going around YouTube a couple of years ago, and her son had passed. Her adult son had passed. Young adult, but her adult son had passed. And she was going from medium to medium to contact him. And she was doing it on YouTube. She set up a channel, and then she'd go on medium's channels and things like that. And strangely enough, he's on the other side, but he's as right wing as she is. So this woman was going from psychic to psychic, having psychics on her channel to contact her son. And she did this every day for years. Grieving. Everybody grieves in their own way. I think I've got I'll give you all kinds of passes if you're grieving, especially of a grieving passing on of a child. Okay, I give you all kinds of. It's just as kind of knowing how the energy, at least my experience with how the energy works. No. Hal Sparks the other day was talking about how same things. Actually, same things I've been saying, which is if I was willing to be a right winger, this channel could be absolutely a going concern for me. I could make a lot of money, but I couldn't live with myself. So anyway, so anyway, the main woman in this video, she is the mother of Ashley Babitt. So on the one hand, you grieve in your way. But you'll see. You let us watch the video, draw your own conclusions. I just wanted you to know where I'm coming from. turn this off and share screen. Live DC political prisoners, and I have queued it up. I have queued it up to start on right when Donald Trump calls in. Okay, that's the DC jail. Trump calls in. Okay. Oh, Kathy Odinson, I understand. Okay, if anybody's also, you've contacted mediums or what have you to contact relatives who have passed, I'm just, anyway, I'm just going to shut my mouth. And Sweet Sugar Jones says, I will avert my eyes once it was enough. Oh, you watched this? Oh, bless you. Bless you. All right, let's it's not very long. Let's listen to Trump, because afterward there's a jump because apparently somebody ran behind them with a sign that was against Trump. But anyway, here we go.
Our crowd outside, thank you for calling, and you're on. Go.
Okay. Well, Mickey, it's an honor to be with you and to everybody listening. It's a terrible thing that has happened to a lot of people that are being treated very, very unfairly. We love Ashley, and it was so horrible what happened to her. That man shot Ashley as a disgrace. And then he goes on television, and it looked like he was actually bragging about it. There's never been a thing like this has happened in our country. And I just want to tell everybody that's listening, we're with you. We're working with a lot of different people on this, and we can't let this happen. This has never happened before. You look at all of the riots that took place for the last long period of time, not just in 2020, the last long period of time, and almost nothing has happened to those people. And what they're doing here is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to our country, and it just cannot be allowed to happen, and it cannot be allowed to continue. So I just want to say to everybody, everybody's working on it, and I very much appreciate, Mickey, you're asking me to just speak to everybody, but we cannot allow this to happen to our country. So God bless everybody. We are working very hard.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you for calling, President Trump. I know the men inside appreciate you, as I do as well.
And say hello to everybody.
We have a heckler here right now, so you did draw us some attention, President Trump. Thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you in the future. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
That's assault.
That is assault.
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah, apparently better than you guys.
No,
Apparently better than you.
What is it that y'all are here to do if you can't get over here and stop somebody like that?
It wasn't like you wasn't
What are you
warned.
doing? Order your own!
Trash.
Anyway, that was President Trump, y'all. He's on our side. We love him.
Amen. Trump.
Just a little excitement.
All right.
Always.
What does it mean to you to
Hey.
have President Trump call into an event like this?
It means a lot to me to know he's supporting the J6ers and knows the corruption on the other side and understands that this is part of our path going forward is to take care of these men. And I believe that he understands that America wants to forget about January 6th, but don't forget that unarmed American citizens were murdered that day. They were beaten by the Capitol Police that day, and they were jailed and thrown away the key as well as the Constitution. So God bless America, God bless Trump, and hopefully we'll see good things going forward.
If Trump gets back in office, what would you like?
Okay, so put this back up. I don't think you need me to tell you that. I mean, her energy field is shredded. You can feel this like shredded heart chakra. This whole area is just ripped. I don't wish that on anybody. but she is surviving the trauma by putting on a cloak of there's a bigger picture, there's a greater fight going on. And not only is it not healthy, because violence is not acceptable on either side at all, ever. Maybe I'm the only, maybe if I walked into a room of MAGA Republicans, I know they wouldn't agree with me, but there should not be political violence. There just shouldn't. But she is surviving by putting on this cloak, this faux 1776 cloak of fighting against tyranny, and that's awful. But the real issue is the people around her and Trump calling in. Because the other thing that Trump is doing share screen. Over on Raw Story, Trump threatens the DOJ against indictments. You'd have problems the likes of which you've never seen before. On Thursday, in an interview with Hugh Hewitt, Trump said, I would have no prohibition against running. When asked whether he would still run for office with an indictment, I think if it happened, you'd have problems in this country the likes of which perhaps you've never seen before. I don't think the people of the United States would stand for it. When Hewitt asked Trump to elaborate, he said, big problems. They will not, I just don't think they'll stand for it. They will not sit still and stand for this ultimate of hoaxes. Okay, then that's just what the kind of things what he might be indicted for. Okay. I know we're not going to lose our democracy. I am just keeping an eye on Trump because I am concerned about what he's trying to instigate. I was actually also watching a video this morning, a lawyer who was watching TikToks from far right people on TikTok. Not really surprisingly, they were all white men. They were all white men, about, I'd say, 25 and over. And they have a dubious grasp on the Constitution because they don't understand that it isn't just the Constitution, the First and Second Amendment. There's all of this case law and precedent since the Constitution. And if you want to know what that really means and you want to justify that, you've got to know what's been done. But anyway, she said that she sees a lot of fear in their eyes after watching a bunch of these with her. And these guys were just angry and threatening. And she's like, I see fear in their eyes. They basically, to sum up what she said, they don't have any emotional intelligence. They were never brought up to deal with their emotions, but you weren't allowed to show emotions beside anger. And she thinks they're just emotionally stunted. That's one way to look at it. Hello, Becca. Becca from House of Lenormand is here. Dr. Nancy's saying Garland moved too slow. Sorry to say. Okay. So how far is Trump going to push this? are people going to, or rather, is he going to push it? We know he's going to push it. Will people answer this rallying cry of his for violence? That poor woman. I'm not saying her daughter didn't do something she wasn't supposed to be doing, according to the video I saw. I'm just saying I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But there are healthy ways to grieve, and I don't think that's one of them. But I'm blaming the people around her who are enabling this, and Trump, who's trying to capitalize politically on the grief and pain of a grieving mother. 8 of Swords. Grievance politics, trying to stir people up. There's also a lot of misinformation on the right, where they're talking about how the IRS is just got what was it, like $80 billion, something like that. It was just a crazy amount of money. 8 billion, probably 8 billion sounds more accurate. I'm not good with remembering numbers. My brain tends to switch them around. But there's a lot of money that's going to the IRS, and these people seem to be convinced that it's to attack them and show up and audit them and take away their guns. And it's like, that isn't what the IRS does. And they also point to the IRS spending $700,000 on ammunition. And they're saying, you need to get ready. They don't realize that the IRS has bought that amount of ammunition for years and years. Like since the aughts, apparently. And even before then, they were buying ammunition. Some of the workers at the IRS, they deal with law enforcement. They deal with, drug cartels, and there is a certain amount of that. So there are some IRS employees who are armed. So yeah, they're just, and really, I've seen the pictures. I've seen how dire things are at the IRS, and they desperately need to hire people to answer phones and to overhaul their systems that are so out of date. It's shocking. And they're so paper dependent that whole cafeterias are now just full of paper. They're now just being used for storage. And hallways just filled with paper. And the computer system was some obscure computer language in the first place. Yeah, anyway, so Knight of Cups, grief counselors, 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Hermit. Trump is more and more isolated. Tower. He is going to stir up anyone he can in the end. He's going to stir up anybody. Trump is going to stir up anybody he can, because he sees them coming for the people in Trump's orbit, and how they're cleaning away the garbage and the lies, and just flowing in rain, and get rid of the gunk and smog. But Trump is isolated, so the more he's backed into the corner, as he sees it, the more he's likely to be held accountable, the more extreme he talks. Now, I guess the good news is he's a flippin' coward. So will some of the crazies take up the call? I hope not. But let's see. Knight of Wands. Well, that would be them taking up the call. The card for the reading. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen, but that's the card for the reading. So we're in the right energetic area. All right, Page of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. 9 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Okay, all right, this is good. This is not violence. They've wound themselves up into, I can't make enough money because the system is rigged against me and my family. But they're actually, you are in America. You can have a gun and you say what you want. Now on private platforms, they can decide if they want you saying it there or not, but you can still talk and you can still find your people online. This is more a withdrawal. This is more walking away from the government, the democratic, civilized society, with a refusal here. But this is not violence. So, yay. Okay. Well, now we're here. Let's have a quick look. 28 minutes in. What's going to happen to the IRS? All right. Interesting trying to type in these nails. Oh boy. Gretchen says, I think many of them are exhausted too. Yep. Excuse me. All right, so what's going to happen with the IRS? Hopefully they're getting their money. Hopefully we'll be able to get rid of the backlog. Velda's saying the IRS needs to hire 89,000 employees. Someone earlier was saying they need to hire 87,000. I'm sure it's somewhere around there. And I don't see it. Sorry. But I try to give you guys credit for the great comments you make, but sorry. IRS. Yeah, okay. So what these far right people are going to do, there's at least they're walking away. That's good. Seven of Pentacles. Magician. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign. Empress. Ace of Wands. It's going to take a long time. The good news is they are going to get funding, or they already have. Things will improve funding-wise. There are definitely some people there who can improve things dramatically for the U.S. The difficulty is in how long it's going to take to fix things and how much change is going to happen in order to fix things. So Yeah. But things will get better. It's just going to take time. So, all right, at 30:30. Now, let me see. The Washington Post has an article, links in the description. Let's make sure I've got this right. I'm not making this up. Share screen. Trump told Jordan's king that Trump would give him the West Bank, shocking Abdullah II. President Trump once offered what he considered a great deal to Jordan's king Abdullah II, control of the West Bank. I thought I was having a heart attack, Abdullah II recalled to an American friend in 2018. According to a new book in the Trump presidency being published next week, I couldn't breathe. I was bent, doubled over. Wow. Okay, it's the book is The Divider, Trump in the White House 2017 to 2021 by Peter Baker, chief White House correspondent for the New York Times and a staff writer for the New Yorker. It's the latest in a long-running series of deeply reported behind-the-scene accounts featuring or written by Trump administration insiders. So, So the question I have here, the question that was asked here, stop screen. There we go. Is would we have gone to war to make it so if Abdullah had accepted? If Trump makes it back to the White House, will he go back to trying to be a puppet master? Well, I mean, the answer to the second question, you don't need me. The answer to the second question is yeah. Was he, and is he really in a position to give someone, yeah, you have the West Bank. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was American territory that you could just hand out. And exactly, he's going to give one foreign country to another foreign country. Yeah. Shay Laughter, yes, like his own little Monopoly game. Mm-hmm. Sweet Sugar Jones, I agree. He has so much capacity for harm. Absolutely. And I agree, Kathy Rollins, he's not going back to the White House. But I'm going to read on this, see what comes up. Also understanding that Kushner despises the Palestinians, just despises them. And his idea of peace, was very much Israel takes all. Yeah. But thank you for voting. Thank you for voting and letting us keep our democracy. Thank you, Americans, for voting. Five of Pentacles, King of Cups, the Star, Five of Swords, King of Pentacles. This is going to sound very obvious, but I still have to keep reminding myself. There is no depth to which this man will not sink. there is no bottom. There's no bottom. Whereas Biden's in there and he's trying to help people. And Trump wants attention. He's a bottomless pit of need, but his corruption, there is no bottom to it. And that's what I'm getting on this. There was a question about apparently their staff are saying that even early in Trump's administration, they were talking about somehow invoking the 25th Amendment. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care what you say you were thinking about doing years and years ago to try and stop Trump's reign of terror, because you didn't do squat. You didn't do anything. So I don't want to hear it. And I don't think it's even worth reading on. But these horrible stories, they're very likely true. We don't know for certain yet. It's just in a book. It's alleged, but I would put nothing past this man. Shay Laughter says, we know this, but it's still so shocking what he would do and has done. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Doxy Mom. Well, he is the chosen one after all. I hope everyone here, you've seen that clip where Trump was giving a speech outside of the White House, and he literally just said, well, I am the chosen one. Narcissism, ain't it grand? All right, let's move on to some other political news, 37 and a bit. And thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. 37. And you guys make a great community for each other. Thank you. Okay, so at 37:30, Montana has permanently blocked the changing of genders on birth certificates. Yeah, no doctor's ever gotten it wrong. No person has ever realized that they felt all of their life like they are in the wrong body. Oh gosh, that's never happened. Anyway, Montana has permanently blocked the changing of genders on birth certificates. Will this law trigger a Supreme Court case that will affect the rights of transgendered persons once and for all? That's coming. We know that's coming. Yeah. Save. Supreme Court. Talk about some icky energy. Blah. Supreme Court, transgendered people. And I will crack out my baby blue and pink. Overlays, clothes, you name it. 10 of Cups. Happy families. Actually, happy families. People feeling secure inside themselves. Evelyn says a lot of icky energy today. Well, this is politics, and that's why this is basically a new age news show, video, live streams, so that we can look through this stuff together. You're not alone, and so I'll go into the muck for you. Ricky says, I feel it too. Today's energy is stressful. Tiffany Lilly, who are you to tell me about myself? Maybe it's their body, their rights. Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Big rulings. Big rulings. And yeah, it's not the Heritage Foundation. It is the Federalist Society. Even though they handed down the Dobbs decision and Republicans are having problems, the Supreme Court is going to upset us. But we will get more Democrats in there who will pass laws and that will basically tell the Supreme Court to go whistle. Because all they can do is make rulings on laws that are passed by Congress. And if it's passed by Congress that this is legal, kind of reminds me of, I don't know if anybody remembers Vivian from The Young Ones. And the rude, for anybody who doesn't know, here in the States, if you're mad at somebody, if you want to show your displeasure, you raise a certain finger at them, right? I mean, raise a finger, pick a finger, okay? Yeah, pick a finger. But in the UK, they don't do just that finger to convey the same feelings. They use the first two fingers. Now, whether this is true or not depends on who you talk to, but the common feeling is that what this comes from is the Battle of Agincourt, because that's when the English really came up with, really started using longbows. So instead of a bow that you'd pull, these things were massive, and you pull these things back, and it would, this arrow, instead of just like going into a combatant, it would like go through them and into the ground, kind of. I mean, these things were staggeringly strong. And the theory, the story is that when the French would capture these archers, they would make it so, in theory, these people could not use the bows anymore. And so using the two fingers, and I don't want to do it here, just imagine this with the finger separated and going like this, although my fingers are together, so it means nothing. It was to show people that you still had your fingers. That's the story. That came to my mind just now because Congress passing laws that basically tell us the Supreme Court's far right, telling this the Supreme Court's far right, tough. You want to do this? No, it's legal. You can't stop this. Yo, you're going to throw this back to the states? No, you're not, because there is a federal law, and you can't just, there's separation of power. You can't just decide, oh, there's a federal law, but we're just going to ignore that completely. They might be trying to get rid of precedents, but they have their limits. And this is Congress showing the Supreme Court that they can still use a longbow. I know it's a long way around for that, but I was getting that mental image of, yeah. Anyway, I won't do it. It's quite rude. All right, it's getting very hot in here. Ian says the English bowman did that to the French. Yes, it is a true story after the Battle of Crécy. Crécy? Okay. So it's not Agincourt? Or is Crécy part of a larger battle? I'm afraid I don't know that actual. I don't know that actual. What exactly happened at that battle? I'm afraid. I know it's very famous, but I just don't remember. Anyway, some of you may have not known that, so it's an interesting thing to know. So the next time you see an English person showing off their bow drawing fingers, you'll know why. Doxy Mom says it looks like you're directing planes landing on an aircraft carrier. Yeah, or I'm a flight attendant. Anyway, all right. 47. The upshot of that, as I'm turning the temperature down up here, goodness gracious, what happened? It's going up into the 80s is the problem. Yeah, it's hotter than it's been. So keeping the AC off doesn't really work very well. Almenzi says you have the neon light fingers. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, okay. The airport, the light sticks. Okay. The Supreme Court is going to upset us. They just are. And we'll get through it. And whatever heinousness they come up with, we can change it by voting, by getting Democrats in. And the more extreme they get, and they've already gone pretty darn extreme, but if they just keep on down the path they're on, the more they are going to just bury the Republican Party. So hang in there. Seriously, hang in there. All right. Now, speaking of jerks. Oh, speaking of jerks, I've decided that my name for Nunes is now, I'm just generally just going to call him Numpty. Numpty Nunes. It's really appropriate. You might have to look the word up, but it's just really appropriate for him. He's a numpty. Anyway, Alex Jones is headed back to court to face another set of Sandy Hook parents. Oh, the scum of the earth. Will this go like the last trial? Let's see what the cards have to say. I know Supreme Court's been upsetting us, but hang in there. Kathy Rollins, we shall overturn. Yes, we shall. The V for victory is different. It's palm facing, and it has a different meaning. But now we're looking at Alex Jones. For verily, he is a bag of scum. Ian says autumn numpty is a Scottish word for a bawbag. Oh, Alex Jones is definitely facing some legal difficulties. Yeah. I think Numpty's pretty accurate. All right, King of Swords. Alex Jones. Devilry. Justice. Emperor. High Priestess. King of Pentacles. You always got the Major Arcana flush. And instead, you're legally going to be flushed. Prosecution, legal coming against you. Major Arcana, trying to keep things secret, trying to hide your money, trying to keep what little is left of your money. But this Alex Jones down here, yeah, you're a legend in your own mind, but that's not going to help you. Let's see if I get some more. Most people don't know what it means, Ian. Anyway, Sweet Sugar Jones says he's finished. Well, the cards are not kind. They're not kind. Aneta, thank you. Is it Anita? Aneta. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Anita? Thank you. Alex Jones. So, going back on trial, huh? It went so well. It went so well for you last time. Moon. Howling at the moon. World's smallest violin. Ace of Pentacles. Huge amount of money for your lies. And the burden you put on these poor parents. For verily, he is a bag of scum. Pay up. Pay up, you jerk. Kelly says, hope it takes his whole wallet. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's trying to do all kinds of nefarious things to hide money. But it's not going to work. He displaced these families. He traumatized them repeatedly. 8 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, thief. He just said all of these heinous things, and he just raked in the money while he was doing it. Just benefiting off of their suffering. Seven on the defensive, you think? Ace of Swords, Star, and Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is not good for him. This is not. This is okay. Yes, you think you're all that important, but this is the law. And that's not for whom the law comes for. It comes for thee. Okay, Jones, we're done. Man. Okay. Velda's asking, how do these ripoffs live with themselves? I don't know. My parents would be so disappointed in me. Maybe that's the difference. I can't even imagine how disappointed I'd be in myself, but my whole family would just be so disappointed in me, and that would hurt. But I have my own, obviously I have my own mind because so much of my family is right wing, but yeah. Becca says, I hope they bankrupt him into oblivion. I'm totally behind that. Yes. I hope they take him to court, and I hope they just financially take his little cruel, what was the, hold please, hang on, 1 second. Hello, sorry about that. Yes, there was a bit of a crash downstairs, but all seems to be well. Okay, sorry about that. Just need to. There was some tripping. There's some tripping that happened, but no one's hurt. So okay, all right. Whew. Sherlock is saying even Boo-Boos and Kitty rushed out of the room to find out what was the commotion. Actually, he was more hiding. Oh, Tiffany, I had a cabinet come off the wall at me. So scary. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. Linda Kingsley, exactly. Exactly. All is well. But that's exactly the situation. So. And, yeah, I mean, like, one of the things it's now my job to do is I've got to get their TV working again. Something went crazy, and so now I read manuals and yeah. Anyway, all right, 59. Electra Storm says, I think I'll try some pillowy biscuits from Hardee's tonight. Want to join me? That's awesome. I assume they're not vegan, so I'll pass. Thank you for the invitation. So, Brett Favre. I don't do sports. Okay. Trump-loving Brett Favre joins the leagues of celebrities who have paid colleges for their children's acceptance. Except Favre and the governor used... Oh, wait. Am I thinking of the wrong person? Football quarterback. That's him. Former Governor Phil Bryant helped Brett Favre secure welfare funding for USM volleyball. Trump-loving Brett Favre joins the leagues of celebrities who have paid colleges for their children's acceptance, except Favre and the governor used Mississippi welfare funds to do it. Brett Favre's text with Mississippi governor highlighted in lawsuit. Brett Favre texts show his role in the Mississippi welfare scandal. In Mississippi, sues Favre and wrestlers over welfare misspending. Dear great Gussie, are you kidding me? Thank you. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. Rose and Trillium Tarot and Anne. And Shay Laughter, I'm agreeing with that swearing. Good grief. Look, I'm not saying he's as dumb as Trump is. But I'm getting the energy of somebody who is very good at one thing, and because of that let's just say he hasn't challenged himself in life as much as he could have. Yeah. Also, I remember watching a football game. It happens, not often, but it happens. Watching a football game, and he was on the sidelines, and he's walking around, and other players are kind of walking past him or moving around, and he's like high five, and they just ignore him and keep going. He's like, oh, and then it's like, dang, his own team wouldn't give him a high five. It's like, wow. Anyway, his wife, I know, has decided to go back to modeling. And that maybe they're having financial problems, maybe they're not. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know. That's Trump's base. Doxy Mom says $4 million for the volleyball building and $1.1 million paid to him to do ads. Are you serious? And I've got to read this one out loud because, yes, Velda's comment, Brett Favre, corruption knows no boundaries. How awful to take needed funds from the poorest people. Welfare is a barest existence. Absolutely. Oh, you're right, Electrostorm. Maybe it was somebody else. Yeah. I think you're right. Sorry, I got my sports mixed up. I had the right sport, just I might have the wrong person. All right, Brett Favre. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was thinking of Tom Brady, but no, this is Brett Favre. This is somebody else. This is a card for taking care of the weakest among us. The poorest of the poor. But if you treat it like a giant slush fund that's supposed to help these people keep body and soul together, and this is him and that governor guy. They're on the defensive. He'll be able to get. He can afford good lawyers, but he cannot even wrap his head around the idea that he might be held accountable. Shatter says, how does he not have any money? I don't know that he doesn't. I was just wondering if that was some part of it, but hemmed in. He hurts so many people. And it entertainment only. But it feels like there have been some serious laws broken. He took from the poorest of the poor. Will he go to prison? Three of Wands. Queen of Cups. Chariot. Seven of Cups. All I get is I get a solid wall of you can't. Don't you know who I am? You can't do that to me. People love me. And I'm rich. I mean, like Trump says, I'm really rich. And he's expecting people to come to his aid. This guy, not in this is Pluto's doing his work taking down the patriarchy. Doxy Mom says his text confirmed no one would find out about his payoff before he took it. Kathy Rollins says, I think the governor may be more likely to be charged. Wheel of Fortune. Nine of Pentacles, Magician. Six of Cups, Judgment, and King of Cups. I've got lawyers. He's sitting pretty. He's got lawyers, but what he did was so awful. And this is him trying to rehabilitate his image. It isn't that he's not going to be held accountable. It's that I'm not getting an answer. I'm getting, because I'm reading from his energy, and his energy is so deeply in denial. Deeply, deeply divorced from reality. I guess I could, I can keep pulling cards, but I just, he cannot wrap his pointed little head. Stone, you're not entirely wrong. Queen of Wands. He's expecting everybody to rush and protect him. 10 of Pentacles. High Priestess, Emperor. Over and over. He had secrets, but do you know who I am? I mean, you can see the cards. I'm getting the same thing over and over and over. So I don't know what's going to happen. I am getting him having to rehabilitate his image down the line. I would think he would go to prison, but I'm not. He's just so far in denial. I can't pick it up. So. Anne is saying typical white men who doesn't think they did anything wrong. Kathy Delisle says he's living in a cloud of narcissistic haze. Yes. Stone says a quarterback who expects everyone to rush in and protect him. Sounds appropriate. Linda Kingsley says it sounds like Herschel Walker with too many problems with brain trauma and being coddled. Yes. Hello, Jeffrey. Yeah. Sorry, I got him. Like I mixed him up in my. I don't know. I don't know sports. I'm not proud of that. I just don't. Follow it. There was I kind of skipped over it. There was someone early in the live stream who was saying that they didn't like the nails because apparently it stands for a team they don't like, and I'm just like that meme about, oh, what a jolly group of fellows. What color are we rooting for? That's me. All right. U.S. State Department. 112. The U.S. State Department has revealed that Putin spent over $300 million to influence world politics. Duh. As more information comes out with paper trails, can we expect our own lawmakers to show definitively on the list? So did our lawmakers, is it clear? Our lawmakers. Oh, look, you got money from Putin, and you got money from Putin, and you got, he's like a serial killer Oprah. And you'll get some money. No, thank you. We have a plan. Yes. And you are a monster. Knight of Wands. Oh, just trotting in. Politicians spend, especially representatives, spend vast amounts of their time trying to raise money. And to just kind of like with cinema, just kind of wander in, and if someone wanders in and says, here, I'm making it rain, they're going to say, hey, you just saved me a whole lot of work I didn't want to do. So work and stress. This is just, politicians are always desperate for money for their campaigns. I mean, some of the richest people in the country are in Congress. And Trump is not among the richest people in this country, but anyway. There's a lot that's going to come out. I don't know that there's much that's going to stick to anybody. But there's definitely a clearing of the air. Some movement in law and clearing of the air. They were, I think if anything, it's more, if there were any names, it would kind of be the usual suspects. Sweet Sugar Jones has a trickle down corruption. It works better than a trickle down economy. Anything works better than a trickle down economy. Evelyn says, I don't have it in me to hurt innocent people. And that's why I say we have a great community here. 9 of Wands. I am not feeling any new energy here. 4 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. I don't feel any new energy here. And there are new people coming into Congress as well. So that's all I'm getting there. Okay. Yeah, it's 128. Let me see what I've got. Lilibel, I will look at that politician tomorrow. Let's look at Glenn's question, if that's okay. 116. Glenn Bird was asking, representatives from St. Petersburg and Moscow called on Putin to resign. Ooh, that's brave. You're gonna what? Honey, you're gonna what? This didn't make it to the Dumas. Duma. Is this the start of a serious movement to oust Putin and stop this horrible war? Okay, is there a serious movement to oust the serial killer and stop this horrible war? Kathy Odinson, newsflash: those people fell out of the window next week. Kathy Delisle says they better watch their footing. Well, I guess I'm going to be a widow now, or widower. Yeah. Stone would like to know, how do you spell splat in Cyrillic? Becca saying, of House of Lenormand is saying, Putin asks, window or tea? Oh boy. So, is there a growing movement to oust the serial killer? Talks to your mom. Honey, it's been swell being married to you. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Velda, that's a good question. Queen of Cups. Tea. Ace of Wands. Or also known as the glow-in-the-dark cocktail. Ugh, I'm trying to make a lie. I'm trying to find something funny here because the energy is so bad. Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords. No, I think he's got them on the defensive right now. Yeah, rule of law in Russia is, just ask Zelensky how rule of law is working in Russia. She said as her ex-president is still swanning around, free as... Anyway. I wouldn't get my hopes up on that one yet. Not that Putin's going to die peacefully in his bed after a very, very long life, but matter of fact, how is Putin going to shuffle off this mortal coil? Oh, yeah, peacefully. Mm-hmm. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Two of Swords. It's the a likelihood he shall be betrayed, and then someone will be thrown under the bus in a legal decision to take the fall for. Yeah, I think one way or the other, I think Putin's going to die from some form of metal poisoning. Now, yeah, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Lady saying 10 of swords, can you say ouch? Scary Harpy's asking, define peacefully. Tiffany Lilly says, I mean, he does have to eat. Well, he seriously has people pick up everything when he's traveling abroad. He leaves nothing behind at all. I don't know who's on toilet duty, but there is somebody on toilet duty. So, all right. All right. Revolution Ricky has a movie title, Arsenic and Old Lace. I like that movie. It's very silly and fun because it's so not real. Anyway, all right. Yes, let the jokes begin. All right, that's going to do it for me for today. But thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. It is 1:35 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 p.m., I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel here on YouTube. Just search for Creative Sprints. I believe there's a link in the description too. Anyway, we do 4 25-minute creative sprints. So just bring your project, whatever it is, and we'll just try to encourage you. It's pretty simple. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's not even monetized. So you're always welcome. So it's 4 o'clock Central Time. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow because I am here literally every single day of the year without fail. It's been years. Yeah. All right. So hang in there. You are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. Okay. So hang in there. All right. Take care. Thank you. And I'll see you right back here. Same boo-boo time, same boo-boo channel.